Whenever there's a new Vampire Survivors update, there are usually quite a bunch of interesting things that you can do, but sometimes like today, it's just plain stupid. There's our second Arcana Divine Bloodline. Don't worry, I will go over every single thing that I'm doing here later on. I just don't want to do it right now because it would take so much time. Thank you for the mad groove. That is sad that I got that there, but it's okay. So, first of all, what is the goal of this video? We want to beat my old video that had 390,000 max HP. We want to beat this at a point where the Arcana got nerfed that gives you 1 max HP per retaliation and is now only 0.5. You may ask how? Well, I said in the video that a lot was not optimized and we were pretty much just trying out the update stuff, right? So in comparison, I will get some stats from that video later on, I think at 10 minutes. And we will compare this to whatever we have in that run. This also means that we will rely entirely on Rune Tracer, and that is because of the second Arcana. And I think it's about time that we go over the Arcana that we have right now. Skullomaniac, perfect. The first one is Wicked Season. It gives us 1% luck, growth, greed and curse every 2 level ups. It also doubles the value that it shows at the bottom there. So for example, right now we have 24% growth. This means we have a total of 124% with the base 100, which is doubled to 248%, or in other words, a bonus of 148% growth. That is why it's so ridiculous. Like if you just say it doubles 25%, it sounds like nothing, but if you word it this way, then you realize how powerful it actually is. As the second one, we have the new Arcana, and the way this one works is, every single time you retaliate, you gain 0.5 max HP, as well as some other bonuses that we don't care about too much, but retaliation is stuff like Heart of Fire, the new Arcana itself retaliates, our sword weapon over here retaliates, Rune Tracer evolution, when the enemies hit you, retaliate, Crimson Shroud also retaliates, and those are all that are listed, but there's one more. Oh nice, we actually needed that chest very badly. There's one more, and that one more being... Wait, how did you just spawn? Wait, what? That wasn't planned. Oh, okay, I see. They're all stacked on top of each other. Nice. Okay, this might be a little bit hard to do. That will be very easy to do, actually. Let me get a vacuum. But yes, there's one more, and the one more is Rune Tracer's evolution, no future. Every single time it explodes, it also counts as retaliation damage. Does that make sense? Not at all. Do we care? No, because we use this to get this ridiculous amount that I talked about. And there we go, Rune Tracer is maxed out. Let's upgrade it. Nice. We have no future at 132, that is a very early time. I like it. I kinda need to deal with the Guardian here. NFTs are incredibly good for that. Right now we don't have a lot of curse, so he's not a big deal. But wait until we get a lot of curse. They can become very problematic. And yeah, this will take quite some time. Ooh, careful there. So right now this will look stupid, but I will entirely go for Empty Tome. But I will entirely go for Curse here. We need to have as many enemies on the screen as possible, since we need to hit them with the explosions. Okay, Empty Tome is also fine, I don't mind too much. But yeah, that means pretty much I make the enemies that are the most dangerous faster with every single minute that passes. And there we go. He's frozen again, but I can't really do anything here. Yeah, I should have taken this experience, by the way. I was sleeping on that. And there we go. Empty Tome yet again. This will help us clear the enemies. So I hope this was understandable. We took Mad Groove, that we don't have to walk around and can take everything immediately. And look at our max HP. 1.2k. That is incredible. Now talking about this entire thing, I will use a strategy where at the end of the entire run, I will get a lot of bonus HP. Let me actually banish this, that I don't make a mistake. And technically speaking, there's a way on Mad Forest to do it, and it's better. However, I really dislike Mad Forest, and it's also a struggle because you're missing some of the pickups that you need. And I'm not even sure if the enemy count on Mad Forest is as good as here. So while the final bonus will be better on Mad Forest to multiply your HP, it could be that your HP overall is just way lower, that gets multiplied. And if I'm talking gibberish there, don't worry, we'll have this covered later on, when we get to the point. There we have Gold Ring, very nice. Okay, this dude is actually a problem now. Yeah, he's incredibly fast. Wait, how will I even deal with the other ones? I think I have to get armor up as soon as possible. Ooh. Yeah, let me get armor up. I'm not allowed to die. If I die, I have to restart. That is a problem. Right now, I will get rid of the attract orb. We don't want to have that one. I need full control on what I pick up and what I don't pick up, since we will rely a lot on the vacuums. And by the way, he just died, so we took care of one of the 3 that we have to deal with. I wish I could just see where a vacuum is. I'm not even sure if there's one down. Yeah, I will pick up the red gems in a moment. There we go. The growth is doubled. Let me get all of them. There should be one more somewhere. We are already maxed out. At this point, if you do this, it would be better to always go for no future. However, who wants to do that, right? For like 2000 level ups, we don't care. Let's just do it randomized. There's the rest of the experience, very nice. And now it's time that I pick up the rest that we need. There is the candelabra door, there is the silver ring, and down here is the ring that we need. It gives us curse. We don't want to pick up the one with the max HP, because it's a percentage boost. So obviously we want to pick that up at the very end of the run. This could get a little bit spicy here. I hope it does. Wow. Wait, that was so fast. What is our might bonus? Oh, 3.5k. Somewhere was a vacuum. Did I pick it up? I guess I accidentally picked it up, but I can't change that. If they fly in and they fly over me, then I will just pick them up. But there we go, we are pretty much nearly maxed out. It will only take 1 or maybe 2 more rotations. And after this, the only times we get together and talk is whenever I have growth doubled, we take a look at how many level ups we get. And every 5 minutes we will take a look at the stat screen to see where I am in that very moment. It also looks like no future doesn't get a mount from the limit break. I may be wrong with this, but whenever I counted the beams, it was not the amount that I would have expected. Like, it's only a few of them, and that is why I took Duplicator. And there we go, this will be a very big level up. Since I missed the last one, there's a red gem hiding behind there. I see you. And there we have the next Arcana. Let's go for Silent Old Sanctuary. And the limit break. And the bonus behind there. So another reason why I didn't go for Attract Orb and more Magnet, because right now it's the base value that you have in the game. That means I even removed the power up. For some reason, this down here, the Wicked Season desyncs with the game. Like in some games, we need Awake, perfect. Like in some games, at 26 minutes for example, it would pull in everything from Mad Groove, and it would take 2 seconds of Curse at the bottom here until it switches over to Growth. That means everything I collected, when it comes in and I just automatically get it, was just gone. It was wasted. Well, it wasn't gone, but it's wasted because it's not doubled. And that is the reason why I want to make sure that I collect everything that I want to get, but also the vacuums, as I mentioned. I want to make sure that I only pick up what I need and not everything at once. There we have more growth. That was a little one. There's a real one, I think. No. Yeah, I missed it, but there's another vacuum, that's good. So now that I got Awake, let's take a moment and talk about how you get bonus HP in this game. Awake is one where whenever you die, per lost revival or per death, you gain 10% bonus HP. Bonus HP is always applied on the current value that you have in the game. That means if we start at, for example, 100 and you gain 10%, it goes to 110. If you gain another 10%, then you get 11. Since that is 10% of 110 and so on. In other words, it's multiplicative. With Awake, we have 7 revivals. That means we have 7 times a 1.1 boost to whatever HP we will have. And the arrow that I left on the ground gives us, I think it was 4% per level up that you get into it, or something like this. We have to check it out later. It might have been also 10% or so, but the point being, we apply that 8 times for every single level up. Now, I mentioned on Mad Forest, there is a better way of doing this, which is, there is the Hollow Heart. And the Hollow Heart has 5 times 1.2 multiplier, which is quite insane. But I'm not too sure if the Mad Forest is even better. Like, first of all, you lack a ton of experience early on in comparison, because there are not that many enemies spawning. Second, right now we have 2 pickups, the Candelabra and the Armor, but on that stage is only the Skullomaniac. That means you would need to get rid of something else. I think Duplicator may be fine, but looking at the beams, before I had Duplicator I shot out always 4, and this looks like I'm shooting out 6 right now. Yeah. So it definitely seems to be worth it. That is an increase of 50% in explosions. Oh, is this a red gem? Yes, that was it. Nice. And if you drop Brazier, then no future is actually quite slow. You can already see, even with the 50% bonus, it's not that fast. And that also means you have less explosions. Now further, I also don't really like Mad Forest. I think it's a boring stage. And when you get further down the game, they become so boring. It's just a Blance walking around doing nothing. Like, yes, it may be better, and maybe you can achieve higher HP that I will achieve if you pick up the Hollow Heart at the very end of the game, as well as the arrow. But I'm not too sure if you will actually have more HP in comparison to me, simply because the stage is so much worse. Now at 1017, do you see our HP? 31,300. In comparison to the video that I did, with the Arcana at 1 max HP instead of the 0.5 that we have right now, and by the way that means we have more than 60,000 retaliation damages applied. In that other video at this point, I had 5,000 HP. Or in other words, we have 12 times as many retaliation damages applied in this moment. Now, to be fair, the other video, once it gets more into Limit Break, because I was also really far behind in levels, I was like level 87 at that point, where we already had nearly 300 here. But once that one gets further into the game, it will probably outscale our growth, since the no futures will be very similar, and the main difference being that the other video gets twice the amount of HP. One benefit that we have, however, is we didn't max out the main weapon. That means it will kill way less enemies since it misses a lot of the bonus effects, like the slashes that it does, and this should help us that no future will get a lot more kills in. Well, the kills don't matter, it matters that it hits, but obviously if the sword kills the enemies, then great, does nothing. And there we have 12 minutes, everything is accumulating. Let me collect this. There we go. And to the bottom, make sure that I don't pick up the other ring. The outside one with the items, I want to keep them. What is the level that we'll reach? 408. We were just at level 300. Now we are at level 400. And there we go. A ton more level ups, I already got a bunch of them. Now at 1430, we have to pause and take a look at the stats. We are about to be there, the goal is 57,000. There we go. We are still ahead, but as you can see, the video has come a lot closer. At this time, the no future in that video is pretty much maxed out. Ours is a little bit better, but as I said, the video gains double the amount because the Arcana was different at that time, and that is a problem. And more level ups. Do we hit 700 here? I hope. Otherwise we are falling behind. Good enough, I would say. By the way, just that you know that, the value that we are competing with at 30 minutes is 196,000 max HP. However, we don't have to reach that since we will have another way with the arrow to gain more max HP, but it would still be nice if we could beat that, you know. And there we go. How much will we get from roughly 700-ish? It was close to it. To, I hope 100 levels because I missed one. Only 80 levels. It's decreasing, but that's expected, since our growth can't keep up with the enemy, can't keep up with the level growth. Oh, and if you're wondering why I didn't take the crown, well, first of all, take a look at the items that we have. It's really hard to replace one, but second, 1.2k growth, 40% wouldn't make a dent into that, in comparison to the buffed up Rune Tracer that we have. And there we go. Let's collect everything yet again. How much do we get this time? From roughly 780-ish it was. Wow, that was horrible. Those were only 40 levels, yeah. Okay, well, that is how it is. We don't actually care too much about the level ups, but it's nice to buff up the no future. And there we go, Mad Groove is popping off. Do you see how long it takes now to get to the grove at the bottom? It's getting longer and longer and longer. And if the pull-in happens and the big red gem gets onto us with Curse, then we get way less level ups. But 935, you honestly can't complain about this. Are you ready for the stats? There we go. We hit 100k. Now I sadly don't have a comparison to the video. My assumption would be that the video is already ahead of this, maybe at 110k or so. The only benefit that we have right now is that our no future is better than in the video, but that's also it. I don't want to pick up this vacuum over here. The thing is, the enemies were frozen for most of the time, and you might be able to see it. No, you didn't see it. But at the top, the kill counter was barely going up. Like, I counted maybe 200 to 300 kills in 10 seconds. That is horrible. If you take a look at it right now, it's really hard to see. But we pretty much get that in less than a second, usually. And there we go. Let's pick up all the experience yet again. 979, where do we end up? Come on. Yeah, okay. It's okay, 60 level ups, you know. Wait a second, do you see the amount of vacuums down there? 1, 2, 3. Is there maybe another one? There's a fourth one. This will be good. That means I pretty much don't have to move for quite some time. I wish there was a way to just get rid of the freezes. I hate them so much. And there's Mad Groove. Look at the curse still going on. Ugh, the longer this goes, the more problematic this will become. But what do we have? 1183. That is only 40 levels, right? Yeah. Disappointing. So I think at this point I will stop picking up vacuums. I thought about it for a moment and I think it actually hurts us more than it helps. Like, sure, we get more level ups and everything, but do we really need that? I think we are already fully hitting the enemies. And whenever I pick up a vacuum, I also pick up freezes that are close to it. And they are really harmful. Like, the amount of kills that I get goes drastically down. Wait, what? Oh yeah, they were frozen the entire time. And see, this is what I was talking about. And that also means that we get way less hits on the enemies with Retaliation. Because there are no new enemies spawning in. And the dance is active. Let's see how much we can get here. We had 1391. Those were 60 level ups. That's okay. Like, at this point I'm kinda used to it, that we don't get as much. I couldn't find a vacuum. Those are all with... Wait. There. No, it was a freeze. It was not worth it. Look at the kill counter. Crawling up super slowly. I'm still leveling up, by the way. It's still going on. Oh, that is crazy. Wow. That is insane. I'm still going. That is the same one that I picked up there that froze them. Okay. Alright then. Are you eventually done? I don't think this will ever be done. Oh, there we go. It's done. The value that we have to beat is 383,000. Can we do that? There it is, the Reaper will spawn. I will pick up the Medallion now. This is the highest point that we will reach HP wise. There we go. And the level ups. So at this point, we finished at... I actually can't take a look at it. It blocks my escape. Why can't I press here? 248,000 HP. We have to reach 383,000. We have 6 revivals to go. Let's go. Now, fun fact. It looks like Retaliation doesn't apply to the Reaper. It's still the same value, so you can't just keep going with it. There are technically ways how you can go infinite with this, but I don't really like to compare infinite runs and egg runs and stuff like this with what I'm usually doing. Let's take a quick check. We just crossed the 300k. We have 330,000. Would be great if this was a 3 here. Next up, 360,000. 399,000. And there's the last one. The value that we end up on is 439,000. And please keep in mind, this is the nerfed version of the Arcana that gives only half as much as you would get with the old Arcana with the video that I'm comparing to. And the only thing that is left to do is to check out the damage. 7.6G.